is up, my jammers and jamettes? You're tuned in to another episode of the KM Sports Jam. Welcome back. I want to ask you guys now to please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe. There's a link right here that you can click on. So please subscribe to my channel, and I'd love to interact with you and get you as one of my subscribers and have you as a jammer. But before we start the show, and before I give a shout out to our title sponsor, I just want to show love to the Green Bay Packers. Thank you, Green Bay Packers. Thank you, Aaron Rodgers. As a fan of the Redskins and not a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, I am so thankful for you and your efforts against them in Dallas and getting that victory. Let's move on. Okay, so big shout out to our title sponsor, Good Samaritans Medical Transport, LLC. For all your medical transport needs, just call Good Samaritans Medical Transport. Good Samaritans Medical Transport, service that exceeds expectations. Thank you again to all of our sponsors. Let's get local, jammers. Let's dive into our first topic. Talk DC sports teams. Lots going on right now. I feel like after looking at this week's stuff, local teams, there's so much to be proud of in DC that really we haven't had in a long time outside of pretty much the Caps. In the last 10 years, the Caps have only been the consistent thing that's been winning, that's been something to be proud of. They've been the only thing. But the Wizards have put together several good seasons. The Nationals now have really got it going. I was excited looking at a lot of these stats this week. Let's talk Caps first. So the Caps right now, coming off their 7-3 victory against the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis. 7-3 victory against St. Louis. Their record now is 39-6. 30 wins, 9 losses, and then 6 overtime. 66 points is what they're at right now, which is tops in the league. 10-1 in their last 11 games. And in their last 11 games, scoring almost 5 goals a game, like 4.9. I mean, they are lighting the lamp right now. And Holtby leads the league. I mean, the Caps lead the league in goals against. I mean, if we're going to be scoring like this with our goaltender, I mean, he's the best goaltender in the league, goals against the least in the league. I mean, if we're going to be dropping 5 goals and he's only giving up 2, I mean, it makes sense why we're on a 10-1 run right now in our last 11. So major props to the Caps. And I know in this area, we don't like to get too excited about the Caps. We want to kind of stay quiet and wait for the playoffs, wait for when it matters most. I get it. And sure, we will wait. But in the meantime, we're going to look at what's going on, and we're going to gloat over what's going on. And right now, there's a lot to gloat about being a Caps fan. Keep it up, Caps. Obviously, eyes are going to be on you the most come playoffs. But right now, thank you for the excitement we have going on. Next, let's talk Wizards. Wizards are hot too. My goodness. Current record 23-19, which may not sound that amazing, but coming off a really cold start, that's actually pretty great that we're above 500 because it took a lot to get back to that. In our last 21 games, we're 16-5. So our last 21 games, 16-5. That's pretty good. 7 of our last 8 games, 9 of our last 12. I mean, what more can you say? On a 13-game home win streak, we won 13 straight games at home. The Wizards, I mean, man, okay, this is what we expected to see from our Wizards team, from John Wall, from Bradley Beal, even Markieff Morris putting in points. Gortat, Otto Porter has been a godsend for the Wizards this year. I don't know where this is coming from. He's been in the league for several years. Somehow this year the basket looks big to Otto Porter because he's dropping points. 3-point percentage is like 48%, shooting great from long range. I love it. So a lot of fun right now watching the Wizards play basketball. Most recent win coming over the Knicks in New York, able to fend them off late in the game. Wizards comfortable win, never gave the lead the whole game. So congratulations. Terps, ladies Terps, their current record 18-1. 6-0 in the Big Ten, which is good enough for number 1 in the Big Ten. They are currently the leaders in the conference. They're third in the nation. Only loss coming to the Connecticut Huskies, which they played them very well. But their only loss coming against the Huskies. Next game is at home, the 22nd of January, against Rutgers. I anticipate they can handle that. And for this ladies' Terps team, they've had success in conference. They've had success in the regular season. We need to really see them make moves in the NCAA tournament. So we're going to follow them for the rest of the season. We're going to be excited, and I would love for them to win the Big Ten regular season again, 3 years in a row. I'd love to see them win it again. And that's all great. Somehow we need to find a way to dethrone UConn and really put a staple in this program with our other national championship and say, hey, look, even when UConn is winning 91 straight, we are here to play. We're gamers. Let's get it. So come on, Lady Terps. Keep up the good work. Lots of season left. But, eyes, kind of like the Caps, eyes are on you come the biggest moments. We know you'll get it done the regular season, just like the Capitals, but the eyes are going to be on you during the NCAA tournament. Best of luck. That moment will come later. We'll discuss that more. Next, let's talk men's Terps basketball. 17-2 record. Lots of people didn't see this much success coming from such a young team. Lost 4 guys to the NBA draft last year. Pulled in 3 freshmen, starting 3 freshmen. Kevin Huerter, Cowan, and also Jackson. 17-2? I don't think a lot of people saw this record. It hasn't been pretty at times, don't get me wrong. Won a lot of tight games, but with the addition of these freshmen, they are really contributing for this Maryland team. It's been very impressive what they've accomplished so far. 5-1 record in the Big Ten. Number 1 also outright in the Big Ten, men's and women's. Maryland basketball running the Big Ten right now. I love it. I absolutely love it. Just recently came into the conference, already taking precedent, taking the top. Let's go. Keep it up, Maryland. Currently, men's 25th in the nation. Have had a little bit of an easy road so far, but able to still tack up some wins. So you got to give them credit. Really don't have a tough matchup coming until they go on the road to Minnesota in their next, not their next game, but in 2 games from their most recent win against Iowa. Their next game is at home versus Rutgers on the 24th. Coincidentally, men and women, both their next games are against Rutgers. Women's on the 22nd, men's on the 24th. So, lots to be excited about. If you're a DC sports fan, cheer for DC sports teams, Caps, Wizards, even the Skins had a season that's showing promise more than sometimes what we've shown. Men's and women's, if you're a Maryland fan, lots to be excited about. So this is great. I'm excited. I'm excited being from this area because I've always been a fan of all these teams, and so now it's a lot of fun seeing them have success. We're gonna jump to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Watch the Jam. We're gonna give a shout out to another one of our sponsors. Don't go anywhere.
So much love again to another one of our sponsors, Silver Spring Social Sports. Silver Spring Social Sports is a 21 and up social sports league. If you want to get involved, they have sports such as volleyball, dodgeball, football, soccer, and kickball. Go to silverspringsocialsports.com and sign up, reminding you this is a 21 and up social sports league. Thank you again for being one of our sponsors, Silver Spring Social Sports. Come out and play. All right, let's talk NFL. We just got through the divisional round. The wild card round wasn't very much fun. The matchups kind of went the way we expected. Divisional round, a lot tighter, a lot more exciting. One of the games in particular that had much importance for a lot of my jammers would be the Green Bay versus Dallas game. Congratulations to Green Bay for winning that game. Dallas, commend you on a very fantastic season. Didn't equate to any playoff wins. Nothing really that great went on except that you won the division. We've been there before. We were there last year. Pretty much did the same thing you did. We won the division, and then we lost in the first round to Aaron Rodgers, who seems to be the NFC East killer. Beat us last year in the playoffs first round, beat New York Giants this year first round, and then beat the Dallas Cowboys. So Aaron Rodgers, please stop slaying the NFC East. We give up. I mean, we give up. But I have to commend him for real. Like, congratulations, Aaron Rodgers. You've been playing fantastic, and leading up to that game, you have been playing fantastic. I really had no reason to think that you wouldn't win that game outside of, I just thought Dallas might be a little bit more fortunate, and without having Jordy by your side, I thought that might inhibit you. So on my last show, I apologize for not picking you. But I'm not picking you again. I'm taking Matty Ice and the Atlanta Falcons 37-30, high-scoring affair. Let's recap both games. So the Packers won in a pretty tight game. I say that, pretty tight. If you look at the final score, it was pretty tight. Was the game really that close? Yes, but really not really, in my opinion. Aaron Rodgers dictated that game the whole time. The Cowboys had a fortunate late run after the Packers defense really kind of started giving out, but then Aaron Rodgers went all Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how else to say it, and just did whatever it takes because that's just what he does, I guess. And Dallas just, they're just not that good. They opened up the game kind of weak. They have a rookie quarterback that doesn't know how to come out in big games and win against the likes of an Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. I know that Dallas beat them in the regular season, but this was a completely different Green Bay team that they faced, and he went down 21-3. Your rookie quarterback went down 21-3. You can't let that happen. I know Dak is young, and he still has a lot to learn, but he's obviously not ready at all to lead his team in a big playoff win, especially at home. I mean, even at home, this wasn't even on the road. It's like, okay, on the road, man, in Green Bay and Lambeau Field, that's treacherous. This is at home. But he's just Dak Prescott right now, and he's had a great season, has shown a lot of promise, but he's nowhere near Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's barely even Kirk Cousins. So, Falcons, their matchup against the Seahawks. I mean, Seahawks defense had looked like they kind of had a little bit of life, and their offense showed a little bit of life against Detroit. Got a really nice home win against Detroit. Looked like Seattle might be able to pull off one of their kind of runs that they've done before. They showed up in Atlanta, and they went straight down the field, scored a touchdown, set the precedent early, said, hey, we're going to score points. Right after that, Matt Ryan went down, put up a touchdown, said, hey, you're going to score points. Just wait till I keep getting the ball. I mean, this is one thing that Dak was not able to do. Aaron Rodgers went up 21-3. Dak is not ready yet to go toe-to-toe with such an elite quarterback. Matt Ryan is. Matt Ryan is ready to answer that call. So even though Aaron Rodgers is great, this Falcons offense is fantastic, led by quite a veteran quarterback that has been putting up numbers in this league for a lot of years. I know he doesn't have a lot of playoff wins, and I get that. But he is ready to win big games. He won big game against Seattle at home. Now they're at home again. Still has all his weapons, and Green Bay's defense is porous. They aren't good, and they will get gashed by Matt Ryan. He can move the ball through the air much better than Dak Prescott can, and their run game is just as scary in terms of screens and in terms of ability to run the ball between Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman. I think their run game is virtually just as good as Dallas's. Their offensive line possibly isn't as good, but Matt Ryan is willing to stand in there. Seattle had pressure all day on him. The pocket was collapsing all day, and Matt Ryan stood in there and delivered throw after throw after throw. And I don't think Green Bay is going to get half the pressure that Seattle had on him. And I think Matt Ryan's going to have a field day. I think both quarterbacks are going to have a field day because the Falcons' offense isn't anything to really be proud of. That game takes place 3:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fox. Don't miss it. This is going to there's two great quarterback matchups that are about to take place here in this NFC and AFC championship. NFC championship, Packers versus Falcons. AFC, New England versus Pittsburgh. But this is probably the best four that we've ever seen in championship games, AFC and NFC respectively. Aaron Rodgers for the Packers, Matt Ryan for the Falcons has put up MVP caliber numbers. He's most likely going to win the MVP voting. Tom Brady, guaranteed Hall of Famer, versus Big Ben, guaranteed Hall of Famer. I mean, this is exciting. If you want to see quarterback play, you got it, folks. You got it this weekend. NFC and AFC matchup, both featuring tremendous quarterbacks. It is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a shootout there in Atlanta, 3:05 p.m., but I'm taking Atlanta to beat the Packers. I just think their defense is going to give out even earlier than it did against Dallas. Dallas's offense it's good, it's slow, it's methodical, it isn't electric. Atlanta's offense is electric, and Green Bay's defense is not ready for that. They can handle the methodical, slow, we're going to run it at you, we're going to offensive line you, we're going to pick you underneath with some Dak throws, some 7-8 yard little Dak throws. Matt Ryan isn't throwing these throws that Dak is throwing. Matt Ryan is launching the ball down the field to Julio Jones. He is throwing strikes. He is going to attack you. And so I think this Falcons team is more aggressive than a Dallas offense that still handled the Packers defense pretty dang well. And this Falcons offense is even better. 37-30. Falcons win. I think the spread is 5 right now. Atlanta is -5 at home. I think they cover the spread. I'm taking the Falcons, 37-30. Let's look at our next matchup. 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CBS. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Foxborough to take on the New England Patriots. Cut it. Don't get too excited, Pittsburgh fans. I'm not taking Pittsburgh in this one. I am taking New England. Hold on. Everyone hold on. My Pittsburgh fans, everyone calm down. The reason why I'm taking New England's defense is very similar to Kansas City. Very similar. Kind of a bend but don't break type defense. New England led the league in least amount of points per game. They do not let people into the end zone. They don't. And I don't want to look at regular season matchups. Regular season matchups are whatever. The playoffs are the playoffs. If you're here, you're here. You forgot about all of that. You're ready to do work now. That is what matters. This New England defense is a bend not break defense. Pittsburgh's offense played a similar type defense, Kansas City. Guess what? They couldn't score. They couldn't get in against Kansas City. Kicked 6 field goals. There's enough to win against Alex Smith. But is that going to be enough to win against Tom Brady at home? I don't think so. I think New England's going to study exactly what Kansas City did in the red zone to nullify Pittsburgh. They're going to do the exact same thing. And I don't think Pittsburgh has the answer because I think New England's defense is extremely talented, and I think they will limit the amount of points that Pittsburgh scores and limit the amount of touchdowns they score. And I don't think Tom Brady will be kept out of the end zone. This is going to be a good game, though. I'm going to go 26-24, New England Patriots. It is going to be very close. This is going to be exciting, and there is going to be a lot of electric play. New England favored to win by 6. I feel like that's a little disrespectful against Pittsburgh, but New England is good at home. Tom Brady did not look good in his last game against Houston, but Houston has the number 1 overall defense. I know their offense is non-existent, terrible, horrific. I mean, whatever else you want to say, yeah, whatever adjective you have against Houston's offense is accurate. You're right. They're horrible. But their defense has shown that they can hang and that they can play really tough even against the best. And they flustered Brady. They did a very good job trying to get to him, trying to get underneath the skin, and this man still put up points. It still didn't matter. And Pittsburgh's defense is not as good as Houston, in my opinion. They really aren't. And I think that's going to be a big kicker. I think Pittsburgh is going to have to work really hard to get pressure on Brady, and I think they're going to get worn out. I think they're going to get gassed. I think Brady moving the ball, moving the chains, is going to wear Pittsburgh out, especially in the second half. I could maybe see Pittsburgh having to lead at halftime, but in the second half, I think Brady's going to expose them, going to get after them, and really put them on their heels and say, hey, look, you're going to have to stop me, because if you don't, you're about to lose. And I could see some late heroics here, possibly down 23-24, Brady driving them for a game-winning field goal by Gostkowski, 26-24. How do my Pittsburgh fans feel about that? Okay. Love you guys too. Appreciate it. Jammers, give me your opinions on how you think these games are going to play out. I'd love to hear it. I'm so excited about these matchups this weekend. It seriously is going to be a blast. You're going to see some quarterback play that's going to be so exciting, so tremendous that you can't miss them. I mean, 3:05 on Fox. You have the Packers-Falcons, 6:40 on CBS. You got Tom Brady and Big Ben going toe-to-toe again. And I have the Falcons taking on the New England Patriots for the Super Bowl this year. Jammers, give me your thoughts, your opinions on my predictions, and your predictions, your opinions on how you think these are going to play out. I'd love to talk with you. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. So please, leave us comments. You can follow us on YouTube. Like I said, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on YouTube. Leave us comments. Interact with us. You can find us on Facebook as well, Cam Sports Jam. You can find us on Instagram, Cam Sports Jam Show. And you can also find us on Twitter, Cam Sports Jam. You can talk to us through any of these social media feeds. We would love to interact with you. So please, I want to hear your thoughts. And I want to hear your opinions on even some of the analysis I made on the divisional games, about Dallas and about how Green Bay won that game. If you thought there were some flags that maybe should have been thrown or should not have been thrown, I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. All I'm looking at is what the picture is right now. It's Packers-Falcons, 3:05 on Fox, and then New England versus Pittsburgh, 6:40 Sunday, Fox. Thank you once again for jamming with us. Big shout out to our sponsors. Much love.